Hello guys, this is Mjr'S and today's video is about I'm going to write about Mjr'S code to run faster, MJR codes to run faster. I'm going to explain in that MJR's code. In that I'm going to explain the element, third important element number 3, important element number 3, that was endurance. In that endurance I'm going to explain the standard one, 7 km in 30 minutes. Actually I said in the code in English 7 km 30 minutes, and in Telugu, in my language, I said 8 km in 30 minutes. But right now I set a goal of achieving 10.894 meters, 10 kilometers 894 meters in 30 minutes. That's my goal. I'm going to show you my goal. I'm going to write here 10.894.47083 meters, roughly like 11 km in 30 minutes almost. This was really, if I was running this pace, almost I think I will win the national medal. It was like national standards running 30. It's like maybe almost international standards. I don't know running. I think national standards I will meet if I run 30 minutes. Sorry, I wrote 30 meters. It was actually 30 minutes. 30 minutes, 11k in 30 minutes. That was my goal. But average I said 7 km. You may run 7 km, but achieve like 8 km. That is what I prefer. But in the base I am going to wear 11 km as a standard. I'll check once again whether my video is recording or not. Okay, as it is recording. So today's video is about MJR's code to run faster. In that code I am explaining in important element 3 endurance. In that important element 3 endurance, first standard 7 km in 30 minutes. But my goal is almost similar to 10.894 meters in almost 11 km in 30 minutes. That's my goal. I am going to achieve like first base. I am going to achieve that in like 8 weeks, like in September 30 almost. I am going to achieve this. So I am going to explain how the periodization and the plan has to do in order to achieve this. Generally, getting 10% of progress every week isn't the thing you see in common, like in every athlete running. It was really very tough. But right now I feel like it was a lot easy after I learn the standards and code. After I break this code, I feel like it was very easy to me, like to see the progress from in the last week. Like I was like in a transition period of getting back to the 6 km. Right now I was like I was running like 5.590 meters in 30.50 meters. In 2 weeks back, like almost like 10 days back, I was running like 3.4 kilometers in like 23 minutes, I think so. But I can't able to cover more than that. I doesn't have an endurance capacity to cover that. But week by week my endurance is increasing. And why I'm going to explain like bit by bit with the math and calculations. So take mine as an example. Actually, right now I was following this too, track and field coaching manual LA84 Los Angeles 84 Foundation. According to this manual, it was this was right. Actually, personally, I felt all these things. With my personal experience, I confirmed that this was true stuff. This was wrote by the experts. According to this, I'm going to read it for you. Annex 10% rule, meaning after this was the 10% rule when it comes to distance training. The 10% rule is you have to increase week by week, not more than like the optimal amount is exactly 10% to increase week by week. That was average distance that you can cover, not average distance, the distance, the long run you can cover, add 10% to it. That's how I was planning the next 8 weeks for base to reach that standard one. I want to tell you, according to this, the 10% rule, you have to increase 10% in miles or minutes, like in distance or in like time, but I'm going to increase the distance within the time. That's what I feel like it was comfortable for me. To me, the boundary for time is 30 minutes, but when it comes to distance, I'm going to increase distance. Actually, they said like you may increase time or distance gradually, but I'm going to increase the distance, but I set the time like 30 minutes. And how I'm going to do is like 4 to 5 days I'll run this distance which I put as an average, and I'm going to gradually like trim the time and make the distance I'm going to run within the time like 30 minutes, that increase the distance in that week. And the next week I'm going to increase like 10% distance, and gradually in that week I'm going to decrease that distance within the decrease the time within that distance. Like that I'm going to rotate, like I'm going to like increase the distance and time until I reach my goal. So I'm going to write in detail my plan. Here's today is 13th August 2023. Today I covered almost like 8 km. Today is a Sunday. 8 km I covered long run. Set Sundays as long run. Put that Sundays as running, study run, long run. First like 5,590 meters in 30.50 minutes and seconds. This is what I am running right now, doing right now. This is I tell this as a week 1. In the last week, like right now I was doing this. This is what I achieved in the last week. In the next week I am going to increase the 10%. What is the 10%? The 10% in this is 5 like increase in 559 meters extra. In the next week, week 2, I am going to like 5,590 meters plus 559. Okay, total I am going to get like 6,149 meters. This is next week distance I am going to run. Maybe in the first time, whether I may run this like 33 minutes as an example I am saying. Gradually in the Saturday I am going to drop this like to 30 minutes. How is it possible? How can you gradually that much fast you can able to drop it down? Actually, while you are doing endurance, first thing you lose is strength. I'm going to increase the strength levels in the gymnasium while doing it in the one workout, and the same day I, after the completion of this workout, taking like half an hour break and going to gym and doing like push pull legs day all the 6 days, and lost strength I'm going to gain there, and also I'm going to increase the surplus there, and also I'm going to super compensate and recover it by sleeping 8 hours a day, and also mainly by giving the enough food diet. So with that I'm going to cover and increase the progress. I'm going to give the progress to my body. So I drop this like from 33 to 39. I hope you understand my point. And then from that I'm not going to erase it. I'm going to erase the upper part to explain it right now. From that, like after next week in Saturday, like second week, like 19th August. In 19th August, it was Saturday 2023. I'm going to run 30 minutes 6,149 meters, and I dropped down to 30 minutes in this date Saturday. And Sunday just easy run. I run this like 4 to 5 days in a week, and extra I'm going to run the Sunday the long distance run, that was 8 km. 8 km. And then in the week 3, I'm going to like 6,149 plus 10% of this, 614.9 meters. I'm going to increase like roughly 615 meters. I'm going to increase with this. Next first time I'm going to increase distance like 6,763 meters. I'm going to increase to this distance, like maybe I will run like again 33 minutes the new distance, and in the next Saturday I will be in that week I'm going to drop it down back to 30 minutes in like 26th August 2023. And Sunday again, and next Sunday again 8 km long run. Like that gradually I'm going to increase like week by week until the last week. The last week I'm going to put that here. Planning is very important. Periodization planning is very important to before developing. On the 8th week, like doing the same thing, increasing 10% week by week. In the week 9, like I'm going to like week 8, 9,904 meters plus 10% among it. That was 10,000, which I said in the beginning of the video. That was similarly like 11 km, almost 120, 110 meters less than 11 km, more than like less than 11 km. Similarly, this distance I am going to cover in 30 minutes. That's my plan, and I am going to definitely going to drop it down within 2 months. That was like 30th September 2023. And on the other hand, what I am going to do, and what you have to do in the future people who are seeing this video, what you have to do on the other hand, you have to train the full body by planning like splits, by doing the splits on the 6 weeks, 6 days in a week. I'm going to like 6 days like push pull legs and push pull legs 6 days, and Sunday morning I'm going to, like in the morning I'm going to do the core workout, all the core and back hyperextension and all these things, and with that extra in the evening I'm going to cover like long distance. This is the thing that I am going to cover. After that, standard 1 achieved. The much resource I packed, like I saved a lot of energy for the upcoming like standards to achieve like 200, 300 and 400. For that standards I kept the reserve tank, like how we before consuming, like going like speed accelerating, how you fill the petrol in a vehicle. Likewise, you have to store the fuel. That fuel is this endurance. The volume of oxygen consumption has to be much more in order to do that repetitions. You have to be like, you have to be minimum cover the distance. First basic necessity is like distance. You have to like train the distance. That is the first basic. Even you are 100 meters runner, 200 meters runner and 400 meters runner, definitely having a much amount of reserve tank like will be the best thing you can do for a off season or a base period, doing on a base period. And then gradually I'm going to like, I'm not going in the next standard, I'm going to concentrate on different that periodization and planning. After I achieving this, after that point I'm going to tell you what you have to do. And on the other hand, strength is very important. You have to store the strength and endurance level in order to run faster. Keep that in mind. And also diet is very crucial. The super compensation after doing like workout, it will break the muscles, and also internal system it will consume. For that, if you don't consume food, it's like you will feel like it was eating your own muscle. But when you give the sufficient amount of food, then the progress you will see is unimaginable. It was like God, I'm thankful to God that He gave me the key. I was blessed with this knowledge. It took me 9 years. I was failed, and I felt like an underdog. But right now I'm going to destroy this within 8 months. Like I'm going to do like crazy. I'm going to run like a crazy in the upcoming days. That's it. I hope you understand. Not only doing single element, the 3 elements are important. You have to plan that, and also you have to do it wisely. Both 3 elements, as I said, so 3 important elements like diet, like strength training and endurance. Both of 3 were important elements for speed. Concentrate on that in every stage you are going, like whether it may be base period like off season like, or in a transition period, or like in a peak period or pre-competition period or competition period, whatever it may be. You have to try all these elements, but specificity and also intensity will be changed according to the period. But you have to carefully concentrate on these elements. If you make mistakes, then you will fail. Chances of failing is high. So be careful. And I hope this is I provide you very important information to you. I hope I'm going to achieve this within like 47 to 60 days. Okay guys, I am very happy right now. I am going to achieve this. See you, meet you in my next video.